What is up, photographers, filmmakers, and flippin' awesome people? My name is Flynn, and welcome to Flynn Film. Wait, something's not right. I know. Okay. Alright. Wait, what? No. Okay, let's try this again. Whoa. Okay, that's better. Wait. Something's still not quite there. Okay. I know it. Okay. Let's fix this. Okay, that's better. What I want to be talking about today is like the setting and the vibe of all the art forms, right? Like what setting is and what vibe is like the feeling you get from like a certain picture or painting or whatever. It's the feeling you get from it. And so like some examples can be like if you're looking at a war photo, you're gonna get like, oh, that's, you know, dark and gloomy and just nah. If you're looking at like skateboarding videos, you can be like, dang, that's cool. And if you're looking at like paintings, you know, there's so many different paintings. If you look at let's see, like Starry Night, it's really, you know, really blue and really like mystical and very like dreamlike, and it's beautiful. And quality also plays a big role in these, you know, in the setting and vibe of your art. And like if you're shooting on a point and shoot camera with say 4 megapixels, it's not gonna look as good as the, you know, big Canon over here with the like fancy lenses and all the features, and then have been like edited and all that like professionally. So, you know, quality can play a huge role in your art. Quality can also, it's not just in the camera or in, you know, the quality of your tools, it's the quality of you, the skill that you have at your art, you know. If you're having a 2-year-old, you know, paint a picture, and then this 35-year-old who's been painting for 20 plus years, you're gonna see some difference there, right? And the skill and control you have over like your camera, whenever you're shooting something, you know, a year 1 guy versus a year like 5 guy, you know, the 5 years he's been doing this, he's gonna know a little bit more and probably have better gear. So like, I mean, it all just revolves around you and your gear, but mostly you, because that's where it starts, you know, you. Your camera, it doesn't know composition. Your camera, it doesn't know, you mean, the rule of thirds. It doesn't know all these, the history of photography. I can't remember who told me this, just like stuff like this. Your camera doesn't know squat about what it's doing, okay? It's just a machine. And a lot of photographers get gas, which is like gear acquisition syndrome, which is basically we love all this gear and all this, you know, all the fancy toys that we'll never be able to afford. You know, we go crazy with that. I'm guilty of it myself, big time. I look at all this stuff all day long, and I won't be able to afford it for years, but it's cool to look forward to stuff, but you have to do stuff with your current stuff, with your current tools, or else you'll never get to the point where you want to be. And that's how guys like, I mean, I think Casey Neistat, he started that way. You should look him up, he's awesome. He started, you know, on this, he spent his savings on this one camera and started making movies, and before you know it, he's where he is now with 8 million subscribers, and pretty impressive resume for himself, so yeah. And another thing I'd like to talk about is the lighting, okay? Lighting is everything to me. It is just, it's so important. You see that? You see that there? Okay. It's the way you set the mood. It's the way you know, what's the tone of this video? I can see the lighting right now is going crazy with my sensor. See, white, dark, like light, dark, sort of. You may not be able to see it. But yeah, lighting is everything. But so is story. So story, I could talk all day about, okay? Story is what you're conveying, what you're, you know, it's kind of like the vibe, except like say you have a picture of a guy in like army clothing pointing a gun at a man who's like, you know, unarmed and stuff, like that tells a story. That tells the story that, like, say it's in a foreign country, and this army guy, he doesn't know who is with who, and so he's just on his guard all the time. Like, crazy stuff. That story, you're telling that story of how this man almost got shot by this guy, you know, by this army guy who, you know, is just afraid. And you should be afraid in those situations when you're in some foreign country and you don't know where you know, what's happening here. I mean, you have to have your guard up. But, like some other, that was dark. Some other, like, examples of story is, let's say you have a girl running through a field, and, you know, she's, like, say, yeah, so this is a picture of a girl running through a field filled with flowers, and, like, the sun is setting, and there's a lake right, you know, over there, and there's birds flying. Like, I'm painting you a picture right now of what this is looking like. Kind of funny, we're painting a picture of a picture. But, yeah, like, what are you going to feel when you look at that? You're going to feel like, ooh, happy and perfect and all that, versus what I just told you, like, the war, you know? It's, the story you're telling is, you know, the main subject matter of your art, so that's important also. So all of these things, they contribute to just the setting or the vibe of your art. And art has taken many forms over the years. It's taken, you know, like paintings. Those were like, you know, like old cave rock paintings. Those were like the first. Then we advanced to more in-depth painting, and we eventually discovered photography. I mean, the culinary arts, you know, which means it's cooking. And you have like all these forms of art, which are just people who do what they love and do, like, say, a hobby, or it's your life, and you don't get recognized for your life's work until 30 years later. That's how most artists end up, is that they'll, you know, work their entire lives to make this masterpiece, and they won't get noticed till like 30 years later, but then they're, you know, then they're Vincent van Gogh. Like, he was crazy, and like, but it was a really cool kind of crazy. But yeah, like, the setting and the vibe is, it's, you know, it's what you're doing. So yeah, let's go outside. Okay, so now we're outside. It's dark outside, but let's do it anyway. So let me set this thing down. Perfection. All right. So, natural lighting. I know we don't have a lot of that right now. We have a little bit. Sorry, the background's kind of fuzzy, but we have a little bit of natural lighting, and it's awesome. It is the, like, you know, it's the easiest way to get, like, good lighting without having to buy, like, an expensive light. You know, I have a light in there that I'll show you. I think it's gonna be, you know, it's really cool. It has a cool, like, you know, sets an overall, you know, cool vibe and all that. But natural lighting is just an easy way to, you know, get a good, you know, look to your video, and, you know, scenery can be amazing. I mean, if you go outside sometimes and it's golden hour, look up golden hour. The lighting is like really yellow and beautiful, and it's shining, like, say, through a tree. That'd be a cool picture. But I mean, yeah, I mean, it's just such a good way to set the mood, such an easy way to set the mood. Now let me say something. Life is like a giant vibe for me. Okay, it's this huge vibe that I, you know, say I get feelings from this, and I'm a very feeling person, and I like, you know, if I look at this thing, you know, it makes me feel a certain way, and that's normal for a person to feel, but I think I get it a little more amplified, you know. It's just part of who I am. And I am the most, like, reminiscing person you will ever meet. Like, I will look back at memories and be just so engulfed in it. You know, I won't even talk. I'll be like, you remember that? That was awesome. Like, so cool. But yeah. So yeah, I like to reminisce. If you ask my mom, you know, she'll tell you, yeah, he is very, very reminiscent. So yeah. Okay, let's go inside. Okay. Yeah. Okay, back inside. Okay, let's fix this. Perfection. All right. we're back inside. It's nice again. It's a little chilly outside. So let me give you an example. I am red as heck. Okay, that's better. But let me give you an example, like I said earlier, of my light. It is the coolest light. It has 9 light bulbs, no lampshades. It's awesome. And it's really tall. You can't maybe hardly see that. It's really blown out. Maybe a little better? Maybe? Please? Please, just a little bit. You can kind of see it. Okay, that's terrible. Sorry. Probably just blinded you. But it has like 9 light bulbs, and they're like really cool Edison bulbs. And so they're like really old-timey. It's really cool. And I think the reason they don't have to have a lampshade is that like it has like a tint on the bulb. It's cool. But yeah, enough nonsense. So anyway, that is a really good example of a mood setter. Like, you know, it sets your mood, and it sets a good mood. You know, most likely. But I mean, at least for me, it sets a good mood. So yeah. Also, I'd like to give out a shout out to Peter McKinnon. He's a G. He's awesome. Check out his channel. I hope to meet him one day. It'd be amazing, and hopefully, like, I'm hoping that he'll like see my videos somehow and like see that I'm shouting him out and stuff, because he has the passion for photography. He has the love like I do, and for video and all that. It's just awesome. So, you know, I'll meet him at Bufferfest someday. Bufferfest is what am I thinking? Video festival, kind of, sort of. They just show off the movies they made and all that. So, yeah. So, if you enjoyed the video and you actually agreed with what I had to say, then give that like button a thumbs up, or not a thumbs up, a black eye. And if you haven't already, subscribe. Peace out.